Hey guys, let's go over some American Heart Association arrhythmias. So what if you have something that looks like this? You check a pulse and you have no pulses. What would you call this arrhythmia? If you said PEA, pulseless electrical activity, you are correct. So what do we do for PEA? Immediately begins compressions, start CPR. As soon as you get your IVs in there, you will administer epinephrine, 1 milligram in a 1 to 10,000 solution, and you will do so every 3 to 5 minutes, and then you will ultrasound, also go over your H's and your T's, like hydrogen ion acidosis, tamponade, tension pneumo, toxins, hypovolemia, hyperkalemia. Those are some of your H's and your T's. And the reason that you ultrasound PEA is because you want to rule out the causes that can cause PEA. You can have hypovolemic PEA. For instance, if you lose a lot of fluid, you're going to have to replace those fluids. Maybe there's trauma. Maybe you have a tension pneumo with a mediastinal shift. Maybe you have a pericardial effusion. Those sorts of things. So you want to ultrasound as soon as you can. In PEA, continue your compressions. Go over your H's and your T's. And keep track of all your reversible causes and treat those. All right, very good. Let's try another one here. Let's just say that you have you saw the rhythm right here. If you can see that blood pressure, what would you call it? Stable or unstable? To simplify things, always ask yourself this. Where's the systolic at? If the systolic is less than 90, it's going to be considered unstable, according to the American Heart Association. In this case, we have a blood pressure of 78 over 45, which is unstable. So that's probably why you're tachycardic right there. So you would require fluids at this point, right? Always ask yourself in a hypotensive crisis, what is causing the hypotension? Is it the heart rate, the arrhythmia that's causing the hypotension, or is the hypotension causing the arrhythmia? In this case, you have a tachycardia. And this tachycardia is tachy or beating over 100 because the body is lacking fluids, blood, whatever the case may be. So you want to go ahead and bolus with fluids. So what if you have, let's say, a very slow heart rate? Let's look at this one here, for example. Have this bradycardia right here. What would you say? It's bradycardia because it's below 60. And in this case here, let's just say you had a patient that came into the emergency room, you put them up on the monitor, you have a heart rate of 38. The first thing you want to get is a blood pressure because that will determine what direction you will go in. So in this case, you are very hypotensive, as you can see. So let's ask ourselves, is the bradycardia causing the hypotension, or is the hypotension causing the bradycardia? In this case, what would you do? How would you treat that? Well, you want to get the blood pressure fixed, but how would you do that? Would you bolus fluids and start pressors, or would you fix the heart rate first? The way to do this correctly is you want to fix the heart rate first, and you want to consider atropine. The dose changed from 0.5 milligram to 1 milligram. Every 3 to 5 minutes, the cumulative dose is still 3 milligrams. So you can give up to 3 doses of atropine. And if what would happen if you were to give fluids in a situation like this? Well, the heart is beating too slow. It would be unable to handle fluid, so it would cause issues such as maybe left-sided heart failure or maybe acute pulmonary edema. The heart is simply beating too slow to handle fluid boluses right now, so it's safe to assume that the bradycardia, or the slow heart rate, is causing the hypotension. So let's go ahead and get the heart. This arrhythmia here would be called symptomatic bradycardia. It's symptomatic because it's hypotensive. Simple as that. If the atropine doesn't work, you could do dopamine, 2 to 20 mics per kg per minute. You could do an epi-drip. You can also pace. If that doesn't work, you want to get expert consultation and get a transvenous pacer put in. In any case, you want to go ahead and fix the heart rate immediately some way, either chemically with atropine, and if that doesn't work, go ahead and pace. Usually the best thing to do is pace. Get your patient paced, set the pacer at rate of 60, 70, and then go ahead and turn up the milliamps until you get a capture. Matter of fact, if you wanted to, let's say that the atropine didn't work at this time. So I'm going to go to my pacer and I'm going to turn that pacer on. As you can see, I have the pacer spikes, but is it capturing? And how do you know it's not capturing? Well, when you ask yourself, what is a normal sinus rhythm? It's a one-to-one conduction. Simply means you have one P wave preceding every QRS complex. Sinus, it's originating from the SA node. Well, when the pacemaker is capturing properly, you're going to have a one-to-one conduction. You're not going to see all those pacer spikes right there, okay? And also, it's going to be matching the rate that you set. So, for example, this patient right here, I'm going to attempt to fix the heart rate by pacing. So, let's say I have my pacer set at 70. I'm going to continue on with the increasing the milliamps right here. You can see, and I'm going to continue 10, 20, 30, see if it captures at 40. Okay, look at the difference now. See the capture? Now you have a one-to-one conduction. You don't see those pacer spikes all over the place. And also look, it's also the patient's heart rate is matching the set pace. So at this point, I would repeat my blood pressure and see where it's at. At the moment, we have a blood pressure of 78/45. Well, we fixed the heart rate by pacing. So let's just say you repeat the blood pressure, and now it's about 85/42. Just to throw something out there. Well, at this point, you can go ahead and give your fluids because your heart rate is fixed. You're pacing it, and the heart can't handle fluids. It can take the fluids now. I do 1 or 2 boluses, and you'll find out soon enough whether your patient is fluid responsive or not. And if after 1 or 2 boluses of fluid, maybe saline, if that doesn't work, you would consider pressors. And there you go. That is how you approach the symptomatic bradycardia algorithm. Very good. It's just a few little tidbits there. All right, I hope that everybody enjoyed that, and I'm going to keep drinking coffee. I have a lot to do today. I'll be teaching some PALS classes today. This is the book that you want to get for PALS. And also I'll be doing some NRP later on tonight, the neonatal resuscitation. So this is the book that you want to have for the neonatal resuscitation program. I do have an ACLS class coming up at 1 o'clock today for some physicians. So I look forward to seeing everybody soon. And min R2D2 here, we say, have a great day. R2. He helps me teach my CPR. All right? Okay, guys. I'll see you later.